This could be the real deal, boys. Let's do it.
Welcome to the Week 3 recap of the Reggie and Jerome podcast. I'm your co-host, Big D, sitting here with my guys, Sammy C.
Yo, yo.
Big J.A.
Yo, what up?
And another reoccurring appearance by our guy. We told you he'd be back. Jay Valdy, what's going on, my man?
What's up, fellas?
You know what it is. Another week, another Birds victory? Question mark?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, we got another dub. Took care of them Rams. They thought they were going to come in and get back. Then they got sent back. Before we start, we got a lot to cover, so we're going to take our shots.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
All right. Now, without further ado, the first thing I want to say is, what the fuck was that? We all watched the game. Some of us were at the game. I wanted to talk about your initial reaction. I don't even want to react to. We'll talk about some of the things that happened in the first half. We're going to talk about the game in its entirety. I just want to talk about the last 2 minutes right now. What did you guys think as you were watching it? Me personally, been watching football a long time. I ain't never seen no shit like that before, ever. As a matter of fact, I'm going to start with the guy who was in the building for that game. Jay Valdy, what were you thinking the last 2 minutes of the game?
This is the craziest shit I've ever seen. I mean, playoff games, you can't really count playoff games in there, but this had to be the craziest game I ever was experienced. The emotions in the stadium were through the roof. And then the last drive, it's like, damn, we came all the way back and we're about to lose. And we're like, damn, you can't block 2 kicks in one game. What are the odds of that happening? You never see that happen. And then he did it. And that place erupted. I mean, it was crazy. It was unreal. And I don't know. Nobody had words. Everybody was just hugging, high five. And it was crazy. It was unreal. It was the craziest experience I ever had in there besides a playoff game.
Yeah, that was one of the things I was going to ask. I've been there for NFC Championship games. And I was wondering, since you've been to a few of them, we've all been to games, but can you remember the last few seconds of a game where it was ever that loud?
The only other time I remember something like I said, besides playoff game, was when Jake Elliott hit that, 61-yarder versus the Giants a few years ago. Yeah. That was the only other time I could actually put it. I was like, hey, maybe that would, but this one still topped that. I mean, this was still block a field goal to win a chip shot field goal too nowadays.
Yeah.
It was unreal.
I don't mean to call you out or anything, but didn't you tell me you gripped some dude up in front of you?
I did. I mean, he's a season ticket holder, so I see him all the time. I don't know him by any. I don't even know his name really. But when that happened, the first person was in front of me, and I just bear hugged him from behind, and he might have a broken rib or two this week, but it was just, he wasn't feeling no pain that day, and it was unreal.
Full disclosure, I did the same thing one time. I think it was the Brian Dawkins hit on Algie Crumpler.
Oh, wow.
And I grabbed some lady. Funny part is she had a Yankees jacket on. I just grabbed her. She grabbed me back and we shaking each other. I was like, yeah, this shit is weird. But it was a great play.
Yeah.
Sammy C, your first thoughts of the last couple minutes of the game?
Really, I didn't even know how to think oh shit, this is really happening.
It was hard to process, right?
Yes. I mean, when Nelson talking in my ear, and then, me and Joey were sitting there, and I'm like, yo, Joe, did you get a notification that the Eagles won or lost or anything? He's like, nah, bro. I'm like, okay, well, I guess we're going to find out. And then next thing you know, I was like, I don't know. We got to the, with the 3 seconds left, and I was like, I don't see it happening again. There's no way in hell I can see it happening. And man, ball gets hiked. Boop. And Joey, I've never seen Joey jump out of the seat so fast.
Because you guys were together.
Yeah.
So, J.A.?
Kind of like Jeff was saying, I just didn't, you fight all that way, you come back just to get them in field goal range. You're like, damn, this is really how we're about to go out when we should have been blowing them out of the water the whole game. But me and Sam were together, and he's right. He kicked that ball. Jordan Davis got his hand on it. I jumped up, and I think I smacked him in the back as hard as I could. But nah, man, the last 2 minutes was unbelievable. I mean, the throw Jalen made to Devontae on the money, right where it needed to be. It just excellence.
Yeah, because you know, you and I have talked about this before, and we've mentioned it before, and I've mentioned it before. I don't think people understand how difficult that throw is, and not everybody can make that throw. I know guys that are in the Hall of Fame that can't make that 5-yard out throw. It's you only have really, you know, maybe 3 feet to make the throw and make it accurate. And
it comes down to your blocking too.
Yeah, well,
gotta clear that little lane.
That is true. You have to clear that little lane, but nobody's better at it than Jay Hurts, man. He makes that throw like it's nothing. I'll tell you what I was thinking. I went through like a gambit of emotions. So I'm watching it and I'm thinking to myself, just like you guys, like, damn, still all this shit to lose. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But before that, I'm thinking, okay, and we'll get to this later, but I'm like, okay, we figured some shit out. That's what I'm thinking in my head. Because I text you guys.
Yeah,
and I told you.
We figured something out, all right.
Yeah, I text you guys earlier and I was like, I think something happened. And we definitely going to talk about that later. But as I'm watching it, I'm thinking, oh shit, well, even though they figured something out, this game was winnable. We should have been winning this game. We're going to lose like this. These motherfuckers are going to think. They're going to think like the 49ers did. They're going to think, oh, they beat us before. There ain't no snow here. Now we going to beat them. That's what I'm thinking. They going back to LA thinking. But it didn't happen like that. So when he blocked the kick, honestly, the first thing I thought about was like, damn, how they do this? I didn't even think about like, oh, they won the game. I'm like, they must have figured something out doing that. And then after I'm watching the all 22s and I'm watching the replay, I'm like, oh yeah, I saw what they did. How the Rams didn't figure that out, I have no idea. But they did. So that was, and obviously I was happy that they won, but that's, that was the gambit of emotion that I went through. Birds got the win. They escaped with the victory. Good teams win those games. That's all I can say. Speaking of which, the next thing we have to talk about is a guy that, quite frankly, the jury was still out on for a large part of his early Eagle career, and that is Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis has emerged as one of the best tackles in football at this point. He's playing incredible. I wanted to ask you guys, we'll go around and ask you, what do you think about the play of Jordan Davis?
I love Jordan Davis now, what he's become. I mean, he came in the league on the heavier side, and, we thought that he lost weight last year, and then we come to this year, and they're like, oh, yeah, well, he lost more weight. I'm like, okay, I can see something. And, I mean, you've seen in his combine, my man ran I think it was like 4.82 or something like that. And then I seen it on Sunday when he was trying to get to Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford rolls out because he's trying to get out of bounds run because he had no play open. And there's Jordan Davis flying after his ass. And Matthew Stafford, he just looked like he was shitting his pants, like he needed to get out of bounds real quick. And
he definitely made a business decision on that rollout.
Not to cut you off, but what I noticed that I just never really noticed, and I think I've even seen him like in a place before. As he was running down the field taking the ball back, I didn't realize how massive he was. Like, usually people who play that part of the interior line aren't that big. They're shorter, stout guys. But man, he was just. Speaking of speed, new segment. Sammy's tweet of the week. Sammy,
Tweet of the week is Jordan Davis is like 600 pounds heavier than Alec Bohm and has double the speed.
Absolutely. that tweet of the week was brought to you by Sammy. But yeah.
Bomer do got some lead feet, boy.
Yeah.
I'd pay to see that race. The emergence of Jordan Davis.
It's unreal. I mean, this is what the Eagles drafted, and this is what they saw when they drafted him. And the first couple of years were a slow start for him. I think he matured a lot, and I think he took his playing way more serious. Like you said, he obviously dropped some weight in the offseason. And like Sammy said, that play he made on Stafford, the field goal blocks were obviously huge. But that play he made on Stafford, that was a third down. Stafford was rolling out to get that first down, but then he saw this mammoth of a guy coming out. He said, I'm not getting hit by him. But it was a third and manageable, third and short, and he was rolling out to get that first down. And Jordan Davis came from across the field, and if it wasn't for him, there was nobody else getting him. And he hawked him down, and it was unreal. And for you to have a guy that big, like you said, in the middle of your defensive line, just the way he helps. I mean, even Carter, he helps out because Carter hasn't been himself lately, and he's got some things to do with Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis needs to get him in shape, I think.
Might be right about that.
But like I said, it's unreal, and this is the guy that the Eagles drafted in the first round, and this is what they saw when they drafted him.
Jay?
I see a man who's taking his craft seriously. He's going to be coming up for a contract, and I don't think him getting into the shape has anything to do with a contract. I think it's purely for the love of the game and for the love of being a better player.
You can look at a guy and tell what his motives are. I don't think that's what his motives are. He doesn't seem like, you ever seen him with a huge chain around his neck? I don't think that's Jordan Davis, but go ahead and continue.
All right. So that goes back to it, for the love of the game. He wanted to be, he said it earlier this season, a guy that can be out there every down. And he's proven it so far this year. And I hope he just continues to get better. He's a big part in stopping the run and blocking field goals now.
Yeah. Cause I would have to look back, but I don't remember too many, all pro defensive tackles that are really excited about playing kickoff coverage. Like you kind of got to want to do that.
Yeah.
Like they can even put you out there, but you still kind of got to want to do it. And I think him and Jalen Carter wanted to do it, and obviously the shit worked.
They've been doing it back to their Georgia days. I saw a video this morning. I can't tell you how many it was, but it was block after block in that Georgia Bulldog uniform, and then they did a little crossover to the final play of the game.
Were they on the same spot on the line?
They were always next to each other.
That's what I mean. They were next to each other on the line.
Mm-hmm. So
wow. Okay.
That's kind of crazy.
You see multiple videos like from either the sideline or the end zone, and they're talking to each other. The whole time they knew we were going to take a timeout, and the whole time they're just talking to each other, and they came up with a plan and executed it to perfection.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see moving forward how teams defend that.
Good luck.
If I want to say, if it can be defended.
Because that's a whole lot of man pushing through. They blew that Rams line up.
Yeah. The whole you can't line up over the center thing kind of like works against you on kickoff when you're kicking extra points and field goals. It really does. Because then you got two massive people, running over, the guard. So, kudos to Jordan Davis. And NFC Special Teams Player of the Week announced today. So, good for him. Keep it rolling. So that's how the game ended. That's who basically kind of like won them the game. Now we're going to talk about the game itself. We usually say what stood out when we talk about the game, but I'm going to throw that to the side for a second. We got to talk about the offensive coordination of the game. That's what I wanted to talk about. We were still going to talk about the other stuff, but I want to talk about that. First, I'm going to bookend that. I want to play two clips. Here's the first one.
It's always good to get a win. It's always good to get a win. And if that doesn't show you what type of team we are, I don't know what does. Now, we completely did that to ourselves in the first half. Completely. And absolutely completely did that to ourselves. And that's something we gotta fix. It's as simple as that. It's unacceptable.
It's like you guys said later for this. Whatever happened in that first half, forget about it. Let's go and show who we are.
We play so many styles of football. Where in that first half, we got to get out of this playing not to lose. We got to come out aggressive and play our game. You saw our game in the second half.
So, obviously, that was Jalen Hurts talking to the wig, Pam Oliver.
Joey said something about that too.
She got to retire that damn thing, man.
And I love Pam.
That's
Pam,
exactly what I said. I love Pam.
Pam been doing work for a minute. But as somebody who has grown up with black women their entire lives, Pam, you got money. You could do better than that, sister. But anyway, speaking of what Jalen Hurts said, I don't want to say that. You know what? Fuck it. I will say it. I think they've been playing. They've been trying to clean up what they want to say about what happened in the game since he made that comment. I think it's clear that by him saying that, who he's saying it about. Now, the past couple of press conferences, they have not been as vocal like that. But clearly, there's a reason why he said what he said at the end of the game on a microphone. So I'm going to throw it out to you guys. We text during the game. The first thing I text you in the second half was, I think they made a change at coordinator or somebody else is calling the plays. They've said that's not the case. They know more about football than I do. I completely fucking disagree. Night and day, play calling. Yes, it was needed. They had to do that. But even the schemes were different. What they were doing was different. It was completely different. So I'll ask you guys. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. I'm just kidding. You got to answer. Do you think either someone got in Patullo's ear? Could be three things. Either somebody got in Patullo's ear, Jalen Hurts said, fuck this, I'm changing shit at the line of scrimmage to what the plays that I want to run, or Sirianni took over?
I think Nick. I don't know.
Because I'll be honest, it's hard to rip the play calling duties from someone mid-game, but there's ways you can do it to make it seem like it.
Yeah.
I.e., I'm checking at the line because I'm not really seeing what you're seeing. And then eventually you catch up to what I'm doing while I'm out in the field.
Yeah, I mean, I think watching the game, I mean, they showed a quick clip of Jalen Hurts yelling at Patullo. I'm pretty sure it was.
Right after they had scored.
Yeah, right after they scored. He sat,
no coincidence, by the way.
He sat both of them down on the bench, and Jalen Hurts was standing up, yelling at him. But after halftime, I would have to say Nick Sirianni. It's kind of a mix of Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts. But Nick Sirianni calling the play calls, and if Jalen Hurts didn't like it, he'd switch it up at the line. But I don't really think Patullo had anything to do with it. The only reason I say that is because Patullo, it was the same damn plays over and over and over again. Every run play was right up the middle. Me and Joey were talking about it. You're not going to bounce it to the outside. You're not going to, a toss play here or whatever. There was barely any of that. It was all up the middle, And then these wide receivers, it seemed like they were running the same damn routes to me. But I would have to say.
Seemed like.
Well.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they were.
You had Cooper and Goddard run the same fucking route.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
left Jalen Hurts for dead.
Yeah.
They literally lined up. They run the route and they're sitting one in front of another. I'm like, what are we doing here?
We'll chalk that up to Cooper being a rookie, maybe. But still, it was in the vicinity. I know what you're talking about. Well, go ahead.
Nah, that was pretty much it. That's all I really had.
J. Valdi?
I think somebody got into Patullo's ear, whether it had been Sirianni, Hurts, or even Howie at halftime. And said, look, dude, I gave you the best offense in the NFL right now. You need to figure this shit out.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
you had all the playmakers in the world. Make it happen. And like I said, I think he came out and he said, all right, we're just going to let it fly then. Stop playing conservative. I mean, we're at this point, we're down, what was it, 20-some points at this point?
20.
19.
Yeah.
19.
And even the first play out of after halftime, it was a disaster. And I think after that, they just said, look, I mean, there's no holding back now or we're going to lose. So they went out and they just opened the playbook up and made things happen. And like I said, somebody got in his ear. I think he was still calling the plays. But I don't know, when the emotions are high and Jalen Hurts spoke at the end of the game, the truth comes out. And Nicky said they can cover it up all they want now. But like I said, his emotions were high and he was speaking the truth at that point.
Because everybody to a man said the same thing in the press conferences this week, just a little different.
Right.
Which means
you were schooled on that.
Yeah, you were schooled on that. J.A.?
I think there's truth to all 3 points there. I think that they definitely went in the locker room and chewed his ear out. And then come second half, Sirianni's hand was in the playbook. And then Jalen Hurts had the freedom to audible to whatever the fuck he wanted. So I'm going to call him Jalen Player Coach Hurts because I feel like that's probably what's going to happen from here on out. Jalen's, you're going to call this play. You're going to give me personnel. I'm going to read the defense, and I'm making changes.
I said in the previous podcast that when a coach wins a Super Bowl, he has a certain autonomy about what he can do. He can take certain risks because I just won you guys a Super Bowl last year. Same thing goes for the quarterback. Jalen can do things now because he won the city a Super Bowl that he wouldn't have done previously. So he has that autonomy to do that now. But I do want to talk about one thing you mentioned, and a lot of people mentioned, and that is halftime. I know people who have played in the league, and I've heard from several different places. Nobody makes adjustments at halftime. Remember we talked about the scripted plays? You know what they do at halftime? They go to the bathroom, they eat some oranges, and they get some Gatorade and drink some water. And they talk at the locker room. They just relax. Coaches this ain't high school. They don't come out in the middle of the locker room and give a rah-rah speech, or we gonna do this. Nah, they don't do that. They work on that fucking game plan on Tuesday.
But at some point, don't you think something had to be said?
Yeah, not in the locker room, though. Something had to be said, but I think it was said before that. I think it was said on the sidelines before that. Somebody looked at somebody and said, what the fuck are we doing here? You know, and I think that person was Jalen Hurts. I think he looked at him and was like, look, I don't care what anybody else thinks. I can make that throw, and I can do this. And clearly he can make the throws.
I think he just took the playbook and flipped it over and said, hey, we got this other fucking side. Let's use it.
I don't know if it worked like that, but that would have been great if he did that. That would have been high school shit, but it still would have worked. So yeah, they clearly something changed, and we'll bookend this portion with another clip.
Me personally, I truly believe, man, we got so many good players on this team, you know, and at times, you know, you can feel like we're being conservative, and I don't think it should be like that, you know. I think it should, you know, let your killers do their thing, you know, and play fast and play aggressive. I'm not saying that we haven't been, but, you know, me personally, that's what I would like, you know. Obviously, we're going to run the ball and we're going to set up the run off the pass and the pass off the run. But, you know, we have a lot of good players and I feel like you should just let us go.
Do you go to the coaching staff and say that now?
Nah, but, you know, it's out now.
Yeah, that leads me to believe something was definitely done / said. Obviously, that was E.J. Brown.
Not to cut you off, but I think they heard it from the fans too, especially going into halftime.
Yeah,
that place was filled with boos as they were running in that tunnel. Boy,
I can imagine.
I mean, it was ugly. It was real ugly for them. They heard it. That's for damn sure.
Chip Kelly ugly like that? It was ugly.
It was bad. It was very bad.
Oh, wow.
You could hear it on TV. Those boos were loud,
and I was one of them.
As you should have been.
How were the Rams fan at halftime?
They were excited. You might have thought they just won a playoff game last year. They replayed it over again. I mean, they were in the bathroom. They got some bigger cojones than I do because they were in the bathroom saying, whose house, Rams house. I mean, they were having a party. I mean, it was Rams fans, where do they even come from? I mean, we're in Philadelphia. Where are you guys from California? What are you doing all around here? And they were having a party, every high five, and I mean, talking. Like you said before, there's no snow today, boys. There's no snow. I was like, okay. They forgot it was the second half of football.
Clearly. So
I called that comeback too.
did you call it?
Yeah, I was sitting there right with Joey after we went down 19-7. I said that'd be some shit, but I'm gonna call it if we come back. I didn't think we were gonna actually do it, but I was like, hey, fuck it.
Wow. Yeah, I was
Shit, I texted Jeff. We were texting back and forth too, and he was like, "Bro, this is ass." I'm like, "You ain't lying." I was like, "I can't believe you're still at the game." And he was like, "Yeah, I know."
stuck it out.
I'm
Shit.
thinking about leaving. He was like, "I'm so tempted to just leave."
One score I would have.
So close.
If not for me seeing games where they've come back,
right?
They've come back, not a lot, but they've come back from that score before,
right.
But there was a glimmer of hope when they came back from those scores. Oh, they were doing something. Man, they weren't doing shit. That first half.
Especially fucking coming back out of halftime with this fucking squib kick that the Rams kicker was doing. Ain't no.
He an MVP.
Yeah.
He an MVP.
Yeah.
I was watching and I'm like, why can't they pick the ball up? I couldn't figure it out.
We had no clue in the stands what the hell was going on because I couldn't see that. I mean, I didn't know the ball was doing. They said a Tim Wakefield knuckleball that looked like in the air. I didn't know that. What is going on? Every possession we're starting at the 10-yard line. What is going on?
Yeah. It was insane, man. Yeah. On Saturday, me and my son was in the city. We stopped by Skinny Joey's, and there was a line out there, and I saw quite a few Rams fans out there, and they kind of like feeling, themselves like, oh yeah, they were saying the same shit, like see guys tomorrow, weather looks great, you know what I mean, you gonna see no snow tomorrow, and hey, look, I got nothing against the Rams or the Rams fans. They drafted my nephew, took my nephew to the Super Bowl twice. He got a big ass ring from it. But that being said, fuck y'all, go to back home.
Yeah. Well, you see what Kyron Williams said.
Nah, what'd he say?
Crying Williams? He was on the verge of tears in that postgame.
Yeah. He was like, I hate the fucking Eagles.
I can see why. It hurts.
It does hurt.
It does hurt.
But good. He deserves it.
Maybe you'll get a chance. Maybe
I'm sorry.
The
I think the Rams fucked up. I mean, I'm not a Rams fan, but he was running all over the Eagles. And then they just stopped after halftime.
Pause that, because we're going to get to that in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, so before we talk about that, we're going to talk about what we did like in the game. Obviously, there ain't nothing in the first half we're going to talk about. So I'm going to start it off with you, J.A., this time. What about the game did you like?
Obviously, Jordan Davis. That there's not much more to be said about that. But I liked our offense in the second. It reminded me of an offense of the Super Bowl. We moved the ball at will. Wherever we wanted to go with it, Jalen made it happen. And I think going forward, as long as they are all on the same page, we're going to see a lot more of that. So it kind of gave me some hope for what our offense is supposed to look like for the rest of the year.
Jay Valdi?
I like whoever got into Sirianni's head and said, put Fred Johnson in the game.
Yeah.
Who was who was it? Matt Pryor?
Matt Pryor. Yeah.
I think he's been cut about 25 times from the Eagles. And I don't understand what happened, why they didn't start him.
Not to cut you off, but when he came into the game, I thought I could have swore he was on the team 2 years ago. And I'm like, what did they? I literally was getting ready to text you guys. I'm like, they just re-signed him this week? Like, I forgot he was on the fucking squad. Yeah, but go ahead and continue.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know why they didn't from the jump.
Shout out to his phantom injury. That's what I'm going to call it because I don't know what was wrong with
it.
Right.
Oh, yeah. I think that was something made up. But yeah, like I said, I don't know. But Fred Johnson, I mean, he came in and he played like he did a couple times last year. He was huge in that spot last year. And how he saw we had a weakness, I guess, obviously he saw Matt Pryor in training camp and said, this ain't going to work.
Yeah.
But he brought Fred Johnson in and he came in and he played a hell of a game. He stepped right up. Obviously, you're never going to place the other, Lane Johnson. But he came in and he did a hell of a job. And that was huge for us. I mean, I think that was a very big part of the game. And it helped out the passing game. It helped out everything.
Same thing.
Nah, you got a good point on that because Matt Pryor, he didn't know what the fuck he was doing out there. But he went back and fucking traded for him to bring Fred Johnson back. But thank God he came in, and I liked finally getting AJ Brown into the game, man. That boy is a dog, and he can play football.
He's really good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty good at football.
But it was just nice to see it feels like the original AJ Brown that was out there last year and the year before, where he catches the ball and he's just a hard ass runner. He's stiff arming people, just running people over. It was just nice to see him get back into the game because he just brought that energy too. So yeah.
Yeah, the thing that I really liked was after it was a scheme thing more than anything, the Devontae Adams touchdown. After that, it's okay, Quinyon, do your thing, bro. And it's pretty much it after that.
Quinyon Bay.
Yeah, I don't know at what more he has to do, and I don't know where, other than getting interceptions, which I know, they measure, a lot of cornerbacks by. But, I mean, if he's not second team All-Pro by the end of this year, unless something crazy happens, I mean, I don't know what more you want from him.
And that Devontae Adams touchdown, he definitely pushed the fuck off.
Yeah, he definitely pushed off. I mean, obviously the Rams fans won't talk about that.
No, they won't talk about it, but the announcers did finally.
Yeah. Oh, Greg Olsen. I'm sure.
Greg Olsen said it, yeah.
That might be that old veteran, you know what I mean? You might get a call, you know what I mean? Let it slide. He's a vet, but it was definitely a push off.
Well, and then the dude tried it for the Rams against AJ Brown, but he just looked like a ballerina out there because he played that well.
He looked like a Joel Embiid out there flopping around.
Nah, he looked like he was in fucking some kind of movie trying to win an Oscar. That shit was... I don't know what the hell that dude was.
He was in a Broad Street musical.
Oh my God. Yeah, but yeah. So yeah, that's what stood out to me. But also, obviously, not to, belabor the point, but Fred Johnson definitely was, I don't think they win that game without him. Honestly, Jalen needed time. They changed on the fly, got Pryor out of there, and this shit worked. But yeah, that's what, that's what from the game I liked. There's a whole bunch of shit we could talk about that we didn't like, and we had to talk about it. And some of it we already hit on, which was the play calling. One of the things that I did not really understand or didn't like, and some of this might have to do with Jalen Carter. I don't know if he's not in shape. I don't know what it is. But, man, they was getting run on. Like, I can't remember the last time I seen them get run on like that. So that's one of the things that stood out to me that I didn't like. Sammy?
I didn't like how it seemed like we could have got more pressure on the QB and we really didn't.
Good point.
I mean, you're talking about Matthew Stafford. I mean, we just faced Patrick Mahomes. He got out of the pocket, ran all over us, but damn, it felt like we could not get to the QB.
Yeah.
And that was...
And Stafford's not a guy that, although he, maybe 10 years ago, he had an incredibly fast release. He don't really have that anymore. Like, he kind of waits for plays to develop. He's still got a very strong arm, but it's not like a guy that you can't sack. So I was surprised by that too.
Yeah. Because we were talking about in the last podcast on what we thought was going to happen, and it didn't happen. But I don't know. It just looked weird to me. Not a lot of blitzes either that I noticed. I mean, there was a few, but not as like what we did against the Chiefs.
Which is also weird. Like, you would think, okay, this guy's more mobile, Patrick Mahomes, and they came after him, and he can really kill you if you don't get home because he can move. Matt Stafford couldn't move. Obviously, these guys know more about football than I know, but I was shocked to see not a lot of blitzing as well. J. Valdi?
We touched on it a little bit, but just the returns on the kickoffs. And like I said, we all know it's a copycat football league. These kickers are going to learn how to do that kick.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to come up with something. Somebody needs to do something about it. And I mean, it was just killing the drives. I mean, every drive you're starting from your 10-yard line after you're already having trouble moving the ball. It was terrible. I mean, it was just setback after setback after setback. And when you're, like I said, returning the ball and you're getting to the 10-yard line, fumbling it here and there, it was a mess. It was a disaster. And they need to figure out something. Like I said, all these kickers should learn. They're going to come up with a way to get around this kickoff situation and figure out something to do in their benefit, these kickers and these, special teams. And we got to figure out something. Bigsby, whoever it is, Mechie, somebody's got to step up and be able to return this kick because you can't start from your 10 every time. And it was drive killers after drive killers, and it was bad.
I don't think have they had one like return to at least a 50 yet this year?
No, not ever go.
No.
Wow. Great point, Jay Val. Jay?
A little bit of kind of everything that you guys touched on. What really stood out to me was, as great as Stoutland is, it was very eye-opening that the first replacement backup was absolutely fucking awful.
It is kind of weird.
So we don't know what Lane's future is. I know he had a neck injury. We went out after our first touchdown, but
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if he's not playing this.
I agree. He's a tough son of a bitch, but
He was at full practice today. He had a stinger in his neck.
Not to cut you off, that was the first reported injury from the tush push. First one.
Really?
First one. That's when it was on the first tush push, not the one they scored on the first one. That's when he came out after that play.
Wow.
So here we go. You already know the NFL's going to try and hold that against us now.
Oh, boy. Thanks for that one, Jay Val.
But the other one was the pass rush. Stafford's not nearly as mobile as Patrick Mahomes. I also understand that Patrick Mahomes had virtually no weapons, and I think that plays a part in it. But there was definitely times where you could have dialed up a blitz and we could have gotten to Matt Stafford no problem.
Not to add on to that, we only had one sack the whole game.
Yeah,
it was Jordan Davis. And 7 QB hits as a team.
Yeah, like Joey said, I think it was something in the back of Fangio's head. When they have a receiver like Puka Nacua, he can run in that slot and run them slants real quick. He'll probably eat you up all day. And Fangio knows something, you know what I mean? And I think that was part of it. I think he knew that Puka was out there, and I think Stafford, like you said, he doesn't get rid of the ball as quick as he used to. But you bring in a blitz and you put Puka one-on-one in a slant, and it's going to be very hard to stop. And I think Fangio knew something about it.
But at some point, you got to trust your guys, right? Especially if you have Cooper DeJean in the slot on Puka. Yeah, Puka's a great wide receiver. I'm not going to take anything from him. But trust your guys to be on coverage,
Well, we talked about it in the last pod. And after watching the game, Sean McVay did exactly what I thought he was going to do. He found the mismatch almost every time.
Every time.
He found it.
Listen, Puka did his thing too.
He did.
But the plays that he drew up for Puka, like where he was in motion but then cut through the offensive line and then had like an out route. It was sick. I was like, why don't we ever come up with plays like this? Like listen, I give Puka credit, man.
He literally went right through the right guard and center. That was it. It was crazy.
Yeah, but we talked about that. He figures out ways.
McVay is a powerful offensive mind.
He really is. He figures out ways to get his guys even going. And that was what I was kind of fearful of going into the game. And it turned out it was just him. Other than the one Devontae Adams, it turned out it was just him. They don't really have a ton of weapons, honestly. It's really just those two guys and Kyron Williams. They don't really have, crazy tight end or anything like that. So
they didn't even use their tight end.
Yeah. So
at all.
But that being said, I agree with everything you guys said. The pressure, the special teams, all that, like you said, Jay, it's a copycat league. And if guys figure out you can't catch a fucking kickoff. They're going to keep doing that shit. I heard what he does is, not everybody can replicate it now. But next June, you can best believe this kid's in high school practicing that shit right now.
But Howie doesn't wait. Immediately, he went and signed a kick returner. I can't remember his name.
They really?
Xavier Gibson.
Yeah, immediately.
Hey, dude.
Wow.
So, we'll see if he ends up on the squad, but I still think they probably give Tank Bigsby another shot back there.
Mm.
Yeah, because we lost some people today, but
yeah,
we had 3 guys go to the IR. Nolan Smith being one of them, Darius Cooper, and Bennett, our corner. So we'll miss them for the next 4 weeks.
Which had to be on the last play of the game. Which props to him. That was huge. Well, I don't think that it really mattered, but to take out the placeholder, to let Jordan Davis scoop up the football.
Yeah. While talking about him, there's something else that bothered me that they did not do. It kind of has to do with him, but I don't think it was really his fault. If you look at the last drive that the Rams had, I don't remember when Jackson went out. I think it was before the last drive or on the last drive. I can't really remember. When they broke the huddle, there's 2 things you never want your defensive back to do. You never want him throwing his arms up or looking behind him asking, what am I supposed to do? He did both. And it was clear he did not know what was going on.
And he was on Puka Nacua.
Right? Clear he does not know what's going on. You're not getting the ball back. Call timeout.
That's it.
Round the troops up. Like, hey, man, I know you just got in the game. This is what we're running here. This is where you're supposed to go. He did it twice. He didn't know what the fuck he was doing. And it's not his fault. He just gets thrown in the game. All right. That situation might have been gone over in July when he was in another place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Vegas.
You're not doing that shit during the week, especially when you're not starting. So that was one of the things that bothered me. Somebody has to say something to somebody when that happens. But yeah, great wrap up of the game, guys. Before we go to break, there's 2 things I wanted to talk about. 2 other segments that we wanted to bring up. The first one I'm going to kick to my man, J.A. I want to bring the J.A. stat of the week.
Stat of the week. Eagles offense before Fred Johnson versus the Rams. 1.21 yards per play and 7 points. After my man Fred Johnson steps in and plays a hell of a remainder of the game, 6.6 yards per play and 20 points. Damn. We do not win the game without Fred Johnson.
Oh, shout out to Fred Johnson.
Shout out to you, bro.
I love this dude. When he got traded back to the Eagles, he was so excited to come back. I mean, you just won a Super Bowl. Who wouldn't be excited to come back? But he was excited to the point where he wasn't going to wait for the Eagles to fly him out. He said he heavily contemplated driving up from Jacksonville the night he got traded.
Oh, my God. Wow. Damn, he wanted to come back bad.
So shout out to him. Played a hell of a game. And I think you just earned yourself to back up right tackle position.
Jesus.
I wonder who the Jacksonville tackles are. That they were so willingly. I mean, they traded them away for what? I don't think we gave up
some late
round pick. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes it's scheme based, but I don't. It's just blocking like Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, he's running for his life out there now.
He might be.
He's been running for a minute. You know what I mean? Jeez. The next segment I want to talk about, Jay Valdi. So the Birds game had some interesting gambling implications. Want to touch on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think the line, what did it end up at? 3.5, I want to say. And the Rams, I mean, you're betting 3.5. I mean, at halftime, you're counting your money already. Start of the third quarter, you're counting your money. 2 seconds left in the game, you're probably counting your money. Most likely you count. Even if they missed a kick, God forbid they missed a kick, you're still cashing that bet. And I can't lie, I didn't even see Jordan Davis's return. I was celebrating at that point. But I just seen the ball was not in the air. And I saw the ball he blocked it. The ball was not in the air. It wasn't going to the upright, so I just started going crazy. But I mean, what a way to lose a bet. 2 blocked field goals. And like I said, you got 3.5. You're like, all right. I mean, even as a non-Rams fan and just a betting guy, all right, just cash. I got 3.5. If they missed a field goal, I don't care. If they make it, I don't care. I still won the bet. No, that didn't happen. They blocked it, and Jordan Davis returned it to beat the spread. So you lost that 3.5. I was like, wow, that's crazy. I'll tell you what, though, I would love to be one of them guys that put in the Eagles money line bet. I don't know what the odds were. I don't have great service in there. God forbid. I mean, you've put $10 probably when they were down, what was it, 22-7 or what was it, something like 26-7.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what them odds were, but they had to be pretty damn nice at that point.
It just so happens, I know.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. After the first 3 and out, 100 would have got you 19 grand. After the first 3 and out.
All right, let's stop talking about it. It makes me sick.
I found out today that there was a sports book in Vegas that I don't remember the actual timeline, like their time, but they said that it was a $16.7 million shift, that kick, in one sports book.
My gosh.
So that means some won, some lost, but the shift was $16.7 million.
That's insane.
In 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, between the spread, everything. Imagine
Live betting spread.
Imagine you had the Eagles defense scoring a touchdown.
Yeah.
Those are even before the game even starts. Those
Right.
odds are insane.
Insane.
Yeah. He said not only did he block it, he returned it.
Yeah, returned it.
Yeah.
That's a bad
That boy
beat.
was moving too, man.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
18.5 miles an hour. Flying.
Bet the over. So I can tell you.
Yep.
Great job, guys. We're going to take a short break and we'll be back.
I'd like to take a minute and interrupt the Reggie and Jerome podcast and welcome our new podcast, The Mound Visit, your unofficial trip to the mound for all things Philadelphia Phillies. We're stepping off the rubber, kicking some dirt, and breaking down everything from Broad Street bombs to Citizens Bank drama. Whether you've been riding with the Phils since the vet or just hopped on the Red October train, grab your glove, grab your rally towel, and settle in. This is the Mound Visit, where every episode brings the heat.
And we're back. So, we got to talk about a subject that is not one that we really like talking about around these parts. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. A team that has been in the thorn of the bird's side for a very long time. I call it the House of Horrors. I don't know if you guys know when the last time they were here, but it just seems like we're always in Tampa Bay to play them, you know? So they won this week, similarly almost to the way the Birds did, you know, last second kickoffs, blocked field goals, but they won. They're 3-0. We faced them down there. It's supposed to be hot as a month, 100 degrees.
Birds are flying down a day early. That's because it's so hot.
Hope they got some pickle juice. Something, you know. So they won this week as well against the New York Football Jets. So, guys, what do you think about the Birds going to play the Buccaneers? Sammy, I'll start with you.
And every single time we travel to Tampa, we either don't have somebody, like last year, we didn't have any. I don't think either of our wide receivers last year.
No, we didn't have AJ or Devonta.
Nope.
Now we lose an edge rusher. and Nolan Smith. I don't know, man. I just hate traveling to Tampa to begin with because I feel like the Birds never play well. Never. But I think this is a turnaround for them. I think in the podcast that we started with, going over the schedule and everything, I think I have a W for them. And I think I'm sticking with it because they lost their top wide receiver, Mike Evans. But that boy Mbuka is...
That boy the truth.
He really is. But if we come out how we did the second half, I think we can take it home.
Jay Valdi, what do you think about the Buccaneers, man?
I know, like you said, like Sammy said, we haven't been able to win there. I saw a stat today, though. The Eagles are 1-4 in the past 5 games against them or whatever. All 4 of their losses, A.J. Brown hasn't played. I think A.J. Brown is that difference maker. I think this week you'll see they're going to show him who the big brother is. I mean, we have the team. I'm never going to pick anybody against us. And I think this week we roll in there. I think we take care of business. I don't know what's been. I mean, Todd Bowles has been their kryptonite versus Jalen Hurts, setting the blitz against him. I mean,
bingo.
They'll figure out something this week, and I think we get it done. I think we get it done pretty handily, but I don't know. I'm not scared of them. I think we got it.
Jay?
He said it. Todd Bowles just seems to be our kryptonite. I think this one when we did our wins and losses podcast, I think I had this one as our first loss. But
we probably should have wrote that shit down. But you know, we was real new at this at that point. But we'll go back. We'll get our stats and information people on that. Go ahead, Jay.
But I think that if we play the brand of football we showed we can play in the second half, I think Tampa Bay, who barely squeaked by playing the Jets without their starting quarterback, I think we take care of business like we're supposed to.
Yeah. Again, I don't remember what I picked for this either, but I think I had it as a win only because, I mean, at some point the rubber got to meet the road. I just like you say, Todd Bowles might be their kryptonite. At some point, you faced him enough for him not to be, right? Like, okay, well, there's only but so many things that they can do. So at some point, you got to get past that. And I think Jalen, although sometimes it's hard to tell what motivates him other than winning. I mean, obviously winning motivates him, but he's spending quite a bit of time this summer with a guy that would find anything to motivate him. You got on my shoes, I'm gonna put 50 up against you this week. I don't like that. If he's been spending that much time with MJ and looking for something to motivate him, I don't care. He's probably got some kind of rabbit ears. He's got to hear, man, these motherfuckers been killing you for a couple years, bro. What you gonna do? Yeah, so although I hate that they have to always go down there, I would love for them, and it's always like now. It's never like in December, you know? I would love to see them come up here, I don't know, week before Christmas, but that's, for whatever reason, it just don't ever happen. So, yeah, although it has been a house of horrors, you know, at some point, they got to get over the hump.
I think the last time the Buccaneers came to us, me and Jeff went to the game. Because I think that was Tom
Brady came, yeah.
That was Tom Brady's last game at the Link.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
we left by halftime.
Yeah.
Well, he ain't there no more, so I still want him to come back.
Yeah. Tom Brady, Baker Mayfield, a little different.
A little different, yeah. So we talked about the Buccaneers. We'll go around the horn and do what we always do. We'll talk about how can the Birds win this game. Jay Valdi, you up front. I'm going to talk to you first. How you think the Birds can win this game?
I think they win this game by keeping it simple. Keep the slants, keep the quick outs going, get the ball out of your hands quick, and use the RPO. I mean, I think last week was the first time we actually saw design runs from Jalen Hurts. They weren't calling the first couple of weeks. I don't know what the reason was or why it was. But like I said, use the RPO and get Saquon out wide. Vita Vea is in the middle of the line, and he's a big dude. He's a great run stopper. Get him out. Get him outside and let him run. And like I said, use the slants. Use A.J. Brown. Use Devontae Smith. You guys got players like that. I mean, get him the ball. Like Sammy touched on earlier. Some of them catches A.J. was making, I mean, he was just showing he was a grown man. He came back and pretty much just ripped the ball. Nobody else is grabbing this ball. I'm getting it. And I'm running you over. I'm running the next guy over.
That's a great way to put it. He did like.
I mean, some of them balls were just.
They was like kids behind him.
Right.
Yeah, he sunned them. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So like I said, just get them the ball. If you got to run your slants, do something like that. The RPI, I want to see more of that. And just get out front, play with the lead. I want to see him play with a lead. Stop trying to come from behind. And just do what you got to do.
Great point about the RPO, by the way. I don't know where that's at.
Right.
Where it's maybe it went to New Orleans with my guy over there.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's at, but yeah. J.A.?
I think it's simple. Utilize the tight end. It seems like the more we utilize Dallas Goedert,
I forget he's on the field sometimes, to be honest with you.
the better our offense is rolling. I mean, you saw it on that touchdown. He was wide open. But to me, you got to get him involved. I think he just makes it easier for everybody. Because that's just, like you said, you forget he's on the field. He makes a couple catches. You're like, oh, shit. Dallas Goedert's on the field. We got to pay him some attention, too. And then you're creating more space for AJ and Smitty.
Sidebar, though, and I'm glad you brought that touchdown up. That touchdown happens because of A.J. Brown. So he throws the first pass to A.J. Brown down the sideline, catches it over his shoulder. The play to Dallas Goedert was the same exact play. He looks the safety off because now what happens is a trickle-down effect. They're scared to get beat by A.J. Brown. So they start creeping. They got to go somewhere. They going to him or they going to Dallas Goedert. That's what I was talking about earlier with the talent. Like, you got to utilize that kind of shit. And Jalen Hurts can do that. That was schemed, but it was schemed because the talent is so good. You can't cover everybody.
I also saw that, I think he said when they run that play that he rarely ever actually runs the seam. And on that play, they utilize the seam and boom.
He usually cuts it off. Yeah, I've seen it a couple of times. He usually cuts it off. But yeah, you're right. Use the tight end. I think they can, obviously what we talked about earlier, like I think they can win the game by opening the playbook up. I do think that they have to figure out a way to get Saquon going. And I think that's also schemed based. I see a lot of just turn around and hand them all the ball.
But in this next 2 weeks, I think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I see very little stretch plays that they do.
On this team, you're going to have to. They also elevated their draft pick. He's like 425 pounds.
Small kid, yeah.
And if you think he's not going to be lined up right next to Vita Vea, you're surely mistaken.
Yeah. So what do you do with that? You move them, right?
Run away from them.
That's what and you get them to chase you. So
the run game has been very weird. Inside zone.
Yeah, a lot of B gap. I'm
not seeing any push pull, no trap, nothing.
Nah, they do it very, very little. I think they're resting on their laurels from last year a little too much when it comes to that. You got to get innovative. I was watching the Detroit game and I was watching the way that they run the ball. They got some good backs, but they don't have Saquon. And they always find a way to get these guys to the next level, to the second level. And
what about using our quote unquote? I mean, I know he got hurt the first snap of the game of the season, but the whole fullback position. I don't know if that's just coordinator based. I mean, but Kellen Moore introduced it halfway through the season last year, and it just benefited Saquon to the next level.
Yeah, I think they want more skill position guys on the outside. So that's the reason why not. Clearly, when there's a fullback in the game, guys, you're going to run the ball. So I don't know. I still haven't figured out the Patullo thing yet. Maybe by week 6 I have, but I ain't figured it out yet. So we talked about how they can win. How can they lose? Sammy?
The way that they started the game last week.
Pretty much.
Great analysis, Sammy.
I'm sorry. I mean, you guys cover how we win. I agree with all of you. Lose, either start that way, how we started last week, or for some reason we can't stop the run game with Bucky Irving. Because, I mean,
I forgot about that.
That boy's running right now. So, between that or I guess the wide receivers again, or not getting enough pressure to Baker Mayfield, really.
Yeah, because he's crafty.
He is.
He is crafty.
Yeah, he's real crafty.
I give that to Baker.
Yeah.
He's very crafty, and you got to get pressure to him. Got to get pressure to him.
J. Valdi?
Pretty much like Sammy said. If you let Bucky Irving start going, and then Baker will dig and dunk you here and there. But I have faith in our linebackers. We didn't even touch on them from last week, but Zach Bourne again.
Yeah.
Another hell of a play. I mean,
bald eagle.
I mean, but yeah, like you said, you got to stop the run. Offense just needs to come out, and I think we're going to see a whole different. I think we're going to see the team from the second half. I really do. After them comments they made, I don't really have no fear, and I think they're going to make a statement this weekend. Another 3-0 team. The Bucs 3-0. Another 3-0 team, and I think I don't know. I don't see a way we lose, but like Sammy said, the only way we do lose is if they can keep our defense on the field and gas them out. Because like you said, it's going to be 103 degrees. We got some big boys on that. Just talking about Jordan Davis, Carter. If they can gas them out, if they can take possession of the ball most of the game, we'll be in trouble. But I don't see it happening.
The amount of pushback that the front office and the coaching staff will get if they don't open the game up like you say,
Exactly.
like they play. I mean, because clearly the players have already spoken. This is what we want.
Right.
If they don't do that now, sheesh. J.A., how can they lose the game?
Letting Baker get rolling. You gotta get to the quarterback. It's going to be a little bit tougher this week with the absence of Nolan Smith, but I think our other Smith, Zadarius Smith, is going to step up. You're going to see some more. Josh Uche,
Mm-hmm.
and I think we've been healthy scratching another defensive end because we've
Like
had too many.
Ojolari or something like that.
So hopefully those guys can get to Baker, keep him from getting a groove going. If Baker gets a groove going and Bucky's running all over us, then they're going to be tough to beat. But Baker's going to have to do it without probably the best wide receiver in Bucs history, Mike Evans.
That's a huge loss.
Yeah.
It really is.
Sammy and I's fantasy team as well.
So, but they're on pace to get Chris Godwin back. Obviously, it's going to be a first game back after a torn Achilles. So who knows what he's going to be like, but another opportunity where we're facing a team without one of their biggest stars, if not the biggest star on offense, and we have to capitalize.
Well said. Couldn't agree more. Again, nobody cried for us when AJ and Devontae was out last year. So, the Bucs know that this is a test for them as well as for us. So, yeah, couldn't agree more. We talked about a couple of the guys. We always talk about guys we want to see step up or who we think is going to break out this week. We normally give stat lines. Again, this is something we have to do a better job of remembering because I would be taking victory laps on a couple of these because I know I was right a couple of times. So a couple of times I wasn't. And you guys were right a couple of times too. So, Sammy, we're going to start with you. Breakout player for this week. And by the way, we always start with Sammy because he fucking hates it. So, Sammy, we're going to start with you. Breakout player for this week.
I think this is going to be Saquon's week.
Okay. I like that.
I just think they can get him going. He averaged 2.2 yards a carry last game against the Rams. And with that scheme, and it doesn't even have to be rushing. It can be catching out of the backfield, getting him going, getting everything else open, right? I mean, you can get the pass game going and going crazy, and then it'll open up the run, So I think it's going to be Saquon.
I think that's the way they have to play this year.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was thinking about it too. After last season with him running over 2,000 yards, I feel like every defensive coordinator is like, "Oh, we got to stop Saquon. We got to stop Saquon." So, but I think this is gonna be his game. I think he goes for over 100 yards and a touchdown.
Good stat line. Calling it 100 yards, touchdown. Right?
Mm-hmm.
J. Valdi?
I like Saquon a lot too, but I think it's AJ again this week. I think after they talk that talk at the end of the game, I think they really want to come out, and I think they want to put on a show because they can. They know they can. They know they got the guys to, and they know AJ is. And I think he has another big week, like another 100-yard game. Maybe I might mess around and put a bet in for 2 touchdowns for AJ this week. I don't really know too many players in the Bucs secondary. I don't know if you guys know anybody that stands out in their secondary, but I don't think they
I was just about to say that.
I don't really have a name off the top of my head that can shut them down. And yeah, like I said, I think AJ has another big week.
I think they lost their best corner to Carlton Davis.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I don't think he's there.
Huh.
I could be wrong, but we'll ask our stat guy.
Yeah. The Bucs fans will be after you if you wrong.
Oh, well.
So many listen to our show. J.A.?
I'm going to stick with what I was saying earlier about how we win this game, and that's 88.
Okay.
You got to get him involved. I still think he's one of the better tight ends in the league, and he's got a lot of green grass around him, it seems, more often than not. And just let the man work. Let him get his couple stiff arms off, and I think he'll end up with 60 yards and a tutty.
That's good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sheesh.
I know we on.
I guess we're gonna have a game break. J.A., can we get a game break?
I know we on the Reggie and Jerome podcast, but our man's Kyle Schwarber has hit 2 home runs tonight.
Oh,
and he is now up to number 56.
Wow, that's crazy. Sheesh.
Will he get to 62?
Let's say I thought I heard on your Mount Visit podcast a couple numbers are thrown out there.
I said 56. I believe that I do remember. Mama Sue said 57. You remember what you said?
Hell no.
He had. I think he was at 60.
I think
I was at 60.
I was at 59.
You were at 59. Okay.
And
Nelson, we all had.
And Nelson was at 62.
Yeah, Nelson went.
I think he said like 60. I think he went over 62.
No, I think he was at 62.
Yeah, he was at 62.
Yeah, something like that.
He was on
we were
Roger,
riding his coattails about
Roger
that.
Maris.
Yeah,
he
that's
was,
right.
He was Roger Maris in it. Yeah.
So hey, he's at your number.
He's at my number.
And we still got 4 games to play.
I may have put a couple dollars down after that podcast. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But
who you got? Who's your breakout?
My breakout player kind of ties in with all of yours. I think it's going to be Jalen. I think if Jalen, like you said, plays like he played in the second half, there's no reason why he couldn't throw for another 250, 3 tutties, 1 on the ground. You know, I said last week, which I will take a victory lap about this one, that it's going to take 4 touchdowns to win that game last week.
You did. You did text us about that. Oh, yeah. I think you put it on IG.
Yeah.
Salute to you.
Yeah, and I think this one's going to be pretty close to the same. You're going to have to score between 24 and 28. I'll get to that when I get my score predictions. But yeah, I think Jalen having 3 touchdowns and maybe like 250, 275. I think that does it, and that'll be the breakout player of the game. We might as well move to it then. Predictions. We're going to start with Sammy C.
Okay. 28-21 Eagles.
28-21 Eagles. Okay. I like it. The over is 44. I don't know why I brought that up, but yeah, 28-21. I believe that's what the over is. J. Valdi, what you got?
I got 27-17 Birds. And going around the room it's kind of scary. Well, scary for the league. I mean, sitting around the table and we've all been talking about all their flaws and what's been going wrong, and the offense hasn't looked great.
That's because they're our team.
They're our team, and they're 3-0.
Yeah, I know.
And they're 3-0 versus the Cowboys, which is division night. The opening games are always sloppy.
Yeah.
Chiefs at Arrowhead, and the Rams, who I think are top 3, if not, definitely top 3 team in the NFC. I mean, it's scary how good these boys are, and all they do is win. At the end of the day, they win.
And how good they can be.
And they haven't reached any of that potential yet. And I think we're going to see a little bit more this week.
Well said, Jay Valley. Jay?
I'm going to go 30-21.
30-21. All right.
I think we have a solid first half and just control the second half, put up another touchdown, coast on to a victory.
Well said. I like pretty much everything you guys have said score-wise.
Phillies are going ballistic right now.
Well, since you said it, what's the score, bro?
10-1 after Schwarber hit his home run, Bohm hit a home run, and also Otto Kemp just hit a home run.
Yeah.
They needed this game.
Yeah, they needed this game. It sounds like.
Is Howard's record 58?
58.
58, yeah.
So he's 2 off.
Knocking on the tire.
He is.
Might be Friday when I'm there. I might get to see it.
I'm trying to win tickets.
Shout out to AO
Friday's
for
game.
fucking texting me.
Oh,
Well,
shout out to the homie AO for texting. AO. That's what's up. Yeah.
Speaking of, we have our AO. Did you hear the chants for AJ Brown?
Yeah.
They put
it up on the screen.
Okay, so yeah, give me some. I did not hear them, but give me some context about.
Yeah, every time AJ
I knew
catches
nothing
a pass,
about this, by the way. Go ahead.
Every time AJ catches a pass, they put up on the screen. It's like, "Ayo," and that's just every time. So every time he catches the ball, now the whole crowd's just going, "Ayo."
How did this happen?
It's AJ Brown's.
I know what it means.
Its motto for always open.
Right.
Always open, but somebody had to start that.
Yeah, it's definitely new this year. Yeah.
It started in the offseason. It was one of his interviews. And I don't know exactly how it came about, but he was like, yeah, AO sounds good. And he was like, Philly Eagles fans, when I catch the ball, I need some AOs out.
Oh, so he said it.
Yeah.
It is pretty cool. When
fucking
everybody, the whole
dope,
stadium's
bro.
doing it.
I love that shit. What? Wow. My game prediction, I got a 28-21 Birds. I think they win by a tutty. I still think it's going to take 4 touchdowns to win this game. It's going to be, Tampa's a tough place to play, man.
Mm-hmm.
And the Heat, the team, it's not going to be easy. We've talked about their schedule prior to this and how difficult it's going to be, and where they go. I think this is one of the get over the hump games that they have, and I think if they get over this, I think that's back-to-back Rams Bucks, division rivals, opponents. I think we'll see a different Birds team if they get past this moving forward. I think they'll be thinking, yeah, nobody can really fuck with us. I don't care who you bring, at this point. So you go Chiefs, Rams, Buccaneers, and start out 4-0.
Right.
I mean, we know who's on the rest of their schedule, but that 3-week schedule doesn't get there's no other 3-week portion of the schedule that's that hard.
Especially going to Arrowhead, going home, and then going to Tampa.
Yeah, that's tough. So I'm really excited for this game.
Yeah.
So I might even wear a jersey because I never wear jerseys, but I'm really excited for this game. And
yo, shout out to Brandon, man. We always do this every week. We've been doing it. Bro, he just blows my mind every fucking week.
I'm telling you, boy.
He must have done something in the offseason. I don't know, shoot up maybe. I
told you.
But
easy, dude. He don't need no drug
keep
test.
that on the low. Keep it on the low.
Yeah.
Easy.
I'm sure he got that litter at his locker already. He they're just not talking about it at this shit. NFL, it was like, Brandon, man, we don't need you to go.
I mean, like Sammy said, it was huge. I mean, because as many times the Eagles were getting the ball to 10 and stalling and not doing it, he was punting in the end zone how many times? He punted out of the end zone, I think, at least 2, maybe 3.
Yeah.
He punted for another 200 plus yards.
Right. He was putting them behind the half.
22.
And his longest was 64 yards.
Yeah, they're going to have to start making the field 105 yards.
He averaged half of the field each kick.
Yeah.
Wow. I wonder how much money he makes.
I don't know.
Like that. The only reason why I say that is because it's clearly a part of the game that nobody really talks about unless it's fucked up, honestly. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want nobody talking about your left tackle. You only talk about him if he's not doing well or whatever like that, you know? So, yeah, I'd be interested to see what kind of money he got. You could go back and renegotiate. It was like, ain't nobody doing this shit. I want $10 million a year.
Yeah, Sosa just hit his third home run of the game.
What?
Top 5 hit Mundo.
Top 5 hit, man. We are taking it. This portion of the Reggie and Jerome.
Shout out Big Nell, man.
This portion of the Reggie and Jerome podcast has completely turned into the Mound Visit, which I'm okay with. If you want to hear more insightful baseball talk like this, check out the Mound Visit, where we talk about Philly's top 5 player, maybe ever, Edmundo Sosa. Wow. Yeah, so they clearly don't want to play tomorrow. They want everybody to have off tomorrow. Yeah, they want to, they want to clinch that number 2 seed.
That's right. If they win tonight, they are guaranteed number 2.
Yeah, at the very least. Yeah. I don't know what the Brew Crew is doing. But
they won earlier already. They beat the Padres. I want to say.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
So there's really no way they can catch them, right? At this point,
I don't think so.
Because they're up a couple of games on them. Plus, they own the tiebreaker. I think. How many games the Phillies got left? 4.
Yeah, it's only 4 left.
Yeah, and they're currently 3 behind.
Yeah,
so we would need a sweep,
and then to lose everything.
They would need to lose out.
Yeah,
and that's just not happening.
Yeah,
but anyway, sorry about that. You know,
nah, we know how you get down.
That baseball runs in my blood.
I know. Well, that brings me to the final thing I want to talk about. You know, and quite honestly, that is the common thread with all of us, actually. And I wanted to give a special shout out to a friend of mine who recently turned 50 this week. You guys all know him. He makes great graphics, as you can see. And
wow, okay.
Now it clicked.
Yep.
He makes great graphics, and that's my homeboy Miggy. Y'all guys know him as Coach Miguel. I still had him as Coach Miguel on my phone for like 6 years, and me and this guy have gotten drunk together. So it's just, but anyway, yeah, he's such a great guy to me. He moved away. We talk every week about everything from fights from the 1980s to blocking schemes in football, but that's my guy, and I just wanted to wish him an amazing happy birthday. He was a surrogate father to my son. For every year he played baseball, I would tell my son, "Oh, you're dropping your elbow when you would swing," and he would look at me like I was crazy. Miguel would tell him, he's like, "I think I'm dropping my elbow." So. Yeah, he's my guy. So
listen, as someone who also coached your son, that's exactly how she went.
Yeah. So happy 50th, Miggy. You are my guy, and I just wanted to take a second because you really hold down. He's one of our biggest supporters, by the way.
Shout out to you, Coach.
Yeah, happy birthday, Coach.
Yeah, he shares it with everybody, and
man, he always got me. He was hilarious. He coached me with South Jersey Seminoles.
Seminoles, yeah.
We're bringing it back. Every pitch, man, that was hilarious. Good pitch. Yeah. Well, hey, shout out to you, man. Happy birthday. Miss you. And,
yeah, man. I'll be down there soon, and yeah, we'll get together, and I'll bring a bottle for you, my guy.
Happy birthday, big dog. It was always a pleasure sharing the baseball field with you,
guys. This was great, as always. You'll be hearing from us again real shortly. And every week we bring you the same shit. The Birds' victory. That's kind of what it's been. I don't know how we're going to act when they finally lose, but I'm sure we'll have something to talk about. Thanks for listening, guys. Really appreciate it. Jay Valdi.
Thank you, boys. Go Birds.
Thank you as always.
Yeah, man.
You definitely, you ain't going nowhere either, so you'll be here to the rest of the end of the year as well.
Absolutely.
And we might even have to get you on the Mound Visit one time, especially playoffs coming up, right? Right,
Yeah.
October.
Yeah.
Red October, right around the corner.
Sounds like a plan.
You in J Valdi?
Of course.
Yeah,
Of course.
We got it. We got to record it now, so you can't back out. Thanks, guys. And as always, we leave you with the same thing.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds. We out.